You talking about limitations on capacity. You mentioned the Panama Canal there and its expansion quite a few years back now. We've got some capacity concerns over the Panama Canal right now. We're moving into an El Nino weather system, which typically means dry weather in Central America. Even before that weather system has really taken effect, we've already got low water levels on the Panama Canal. What does this mean for container shipping, particularly if things get a little bit worse later in the year?
Well, first of all, the problem as such is nothing new. The Panama Canal historically relies on water being fed towards the lakes and canal systems just from rainfall. So it has always been dependent upon sufficient volumes of rainfall in the mountain, left and right of the Panama Canal. Of course, now extended dry weather has made that problem worse. And also since 2016, since the new locks are operational, of course, with every process of locking a ship through the canal, more water is being lost from the system, so that the drain is literally bigger than it used to be before. So maybe for the first time, this problem that we know that we have constantly experienced is actually getting worse, and it's getting to a point where it really becomes a problem for liner shipping as well. I know that in the past it mainly affected dry bulk shipments because typically a dry bulk ship you load to its full capacity or you load to a certain capacity, whereas on a container ship it very much depends on the leg of the voyage you are on. For example, if you're going from Asia to the US East Coast, well, without any intermediate ports, you would probably try to load your ships as full as possible, and you have to take the Panama Canal into account when you're going from maybe, say, the South American West Coast to the Caribbean and onto Europe. On that particular leg, which transits the Panama Canal, your ships have maybe not been entirely full anyway. But yes, we're moving into a situation where I think it's becoming a problem, and I expect that the liner shipping companies will take certain measures to mitigate that. And one example for doing that could be, yes, we continue serving the East Coast from Asia, but we move some of the services from the Panama Canal to the Suez Canal. Some of the cargo might also return to the West Coast, but currently it's too early to see these trends. When we talk about moving services towards the Panama Canal, well, of course, the downside is you need a few more ships because the distance is a lot longer. However, at the same time, we're currently running into a situation where maybe somewhere at the horizon there is a overcapacity of tonnage, so where the carriers might actually not be too unhappy to be forced to do that, and it might actually absorb some vessel capacity moving to the Suez Canal, or even for return from the US East Coast to voyages via the Cape of Good Hope again. So I'd not be surprised to see that.